Mindful Life Practice community.
So we're going to start in child's pose today. So if you just want to come to your mat, knees wide, arms out along the mat. Your arms can be as active as you'd like. Maybe you want to have a little more energy gripping the mat with your fingers, maybe a little bit more relaxed, but just taking a couple of moments to settle into a comfortable child's pose, whatever that might be for you. Resting your forehead on the mat. Arms can maybe be a little wider if that feels good on your shoulders, maybe even alongside your body. Just finding a place of rest and of stillness, and then checking in with your breath. With every inhale, feeling how the breath is entering the body, filling up your stomach, your chest. And as you exhale, just noticing how the breath leaves your body. And the deeper inhales and the deeper exhales. And coming into this practice with these weeks on rooting to rise. And with this practice, just thanking yourself for taking the time to come to the mat, this time for yourself and your body, your breath, and sharing it with others. And coming back to this idea that you are enough. You are whole and complete just as you are. Whatever shape your body's in, whatever pace your breath is taking, that you are enough in this moment. Taking a few more inhales and exhales in whatever shape your body's in. With your next inhale, might be wiggling your hands a little longer if they're long along the mat. And then with your exhale, just walk your hands over to the right, just a few steps over, stretching through your left side body, trying to keep your shoulders from popping out, keeping those level close to the mat. Keeping your hips back, reaching towards the heels. And just a little bit of a stretch. Your left fingertips maybe creeping up over closer to your right, maybe a little past your right fingertips. Another full round of breath here. And then walking your fingertips back to center. And then back to the left. So right fingertips maybe reaching a little bit past the left. Stretching through the right side body. Hips heavy. Shoulders down and relaxed. Taking another full round of breath here. And when you're ready, just walking your hands back to center, coming back to whatever your child's pose looks like. Check in with your breath. And with that next breath, just coming up to a tabletop, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a full round of breath here in stillness. And then as you inhale, arch the back bend, look up. And then curving, gazing at your navel and cow. A few more rounds of cat-cow here. Inhaling, looking up. As you exhale, tucking back, curving your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to neutral. With your next inhale, inhaling your right arm up, twisting up, and then threading your arm underneath your left, resting your right shoulder. You can keep your left palm planted if this is in that kind of tabletop. You can extend your left palm long, maybe even taking your left palm to the small of your back, a little bit more of a twist here. Breathing here. If your left palm is not planted in that tabletop, bringing your left palm back, supporting you, twisting all the way back up, right arm towards the sky, and then planting both palms. Taking a full round of breath, replanting, gripping your fingertips to the mat, stable in this tabletop. With your next inhale, reach your left hand up, twisting open, left fingertips towards the sky, and then bringing your hand underneath the right side, resting on your left shoulder, keeping your right palm planted where it is, maybe walking it out, or even taking it to the small of your back. Breathing here. When you're ready, coming back to tabletop, using your right palm to support you, left and right palm both plant here. Take a moment to check in the stability of having your hands, your knees, maybe your toes are tucked or untucked, the stability in this tabletop. And then we're going to play a little bit with balance. So if you'd like, inhaling your left arm up and your right leg, balancing here, maybe holding here, maybe alternating your leg and your hand if both at once isn't stable for you. If you do have whichever limb is up, taking a moment in this extension, and as you exhale, bringing your hand and your leg out. So if both are out, reaching them both out opposite sides, coming back to center, maybe just the arm, or maybe just the leg. But following your breath, inhale for that extension, exhale out to the side. Inhale for length, exhale out to the side. And then plant both your left palm, right knee, coming back to that tabletop. Taking a full round of breath here, and then going into the opposite side. So inhaling your right arm up, left leg rises, holding here, maybe alternating arm and leg. Inhale for length, exhale, right arm to the right side, left leg towards the left. Inhale for length, exhale over to the side. Inhale and exhale. Strong through your core, gripping the mat with your palm, your left palm. One more inhale for length. Exhale out to the side. And then rest both palms on the mat. Coming back to tabletop here. From whatever rooted position you're in, gripping your fingertips into the mat. And then just do slow circles on your wrists. So upper body is just moving slowly. If this is uncomfortable in your wrists, you can always use a block to support you, distribute the weight a little bit more evenly. You can come up on fists as well, but just small circles here. And now the other side, whatever direction you were going, a few circles in the opposite direction. The upper body just gliding in circles, warming up those wrists. Come back to stillness, and then tuck the toes, lift the knees, push back to downward facing dog. If you're using blocks for your wrists, that might help if there's any sensitivity there. And for this first down dog, just find whatever little wiggles feel good, maybe pedaling the feet, maybe adjusting your hands if they're not quite in the right place, adjusting your feet. Hips up high, one long line from your fingertips to your hips, heels reaching towards the mat. Rolling your shoulders down and back, away from your ears, engaged through your arms. Coming to a child's pose if this isn't a position of rest or whenever you need to. Take a full round of breath here.
And then when you're ready, bend your knees generously and just slowly walk your hands to the top of, or your feet to the top of the mat to meet your hands. Pausing in forward fold. You can dangle here, maybe grab opposite elbows. Head hangs heavy. Just breathing here. With your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, maybe glance at your fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Now at the top of the mat, just step your feet a little bit wider, maybe around mat's width distance. We're gonna go down into malasana, to a little yogi squat. So if you're comfortable there, just slowly sinking down into a squat, maybe sitting on a block if you need to. You can always be a little more active, a little more engaged if you're a little bit higher. You can also sit on a chair and just focus on that hip opening. Hands can be at prayer and maybe finding a little movement here, rocking back and forth. But just taking a few breaths, feeling that openness in your hips, coming up for a break if you need it, but just breathing through here. Wherever you are in your squat, maybe you're up a little higher, maybe you're on a chair. Take one more full round of breath. And as you inhale, just straighten your legs, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, step your feet together and bring your hands to heart center. Take another inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bring your hands alongside your body and take a really proud stance. Chest opening, standing here. A full round of breath in the proudest mountain you can be today. And from this proud mountain, we're going to go into a little bit of a warm-up flow. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, plant the palms, stepping back through plank or directly to downward facing dog. Again, taking a few moments to check in how your body feels in this position, any little wiggles your body may need. And from down dog, we're just going to walk our feet up to meet our hands at the top of the mat in forward fold, dangling here. Maybe grab opposite elbows or just reach the fingertips towards the mat. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale back into this proud mountain, this open mountain, your chest really reaching forward, gripping the mat with your toes. Taking a full round of breath here. That you are enough. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, plant the palms, stepping back through plank, knees down or lifted, or maybe pushing right back to downward facing dog. Taking a full round of breath here. Engage through the upper body, pushing the hips up towards the sky. And then slowly walking your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat, dangling here. Maybe feeling your breath coming into their stomach in this forward fold. With your next inhale, reach your arms up, up, up. And as you exhale back into this proud mountain, hands reaching down towards the floor, really engaged through your arms. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank or right to downward facing dog. If you'd like to go through a flow, shifting forward to plank, knees down or lifted, coming down into chaturanga, then cobra or up dog. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Take as many steps as you need to bring your right foot towards your hands, framing the right foot at the top of the mat. You can keep your knee lifted, maybe playing a little bit with that hip opener in a lunge here. A little bit of movement. Hands may be on blocks to bring the floor to you. You can drop that knee as soon as you'd like. And if you haven't already, you can go ahead and drop your left knee, plant the left palm, twisting your right hand up towards the sky, gaze towards your right fingertips. Breathing here. You can stay here. If you'd like to bring your hand to the small of your back, gazing over your right shoulder. Another option, you can reach your right foot back or your left foot to your right hand for that quad stretch. Wherever you are, if you're holding onto the foot, small at the back, or raising your hand up. In child's pose, wherever you are, just take one more full round of breath. And we'll meet back, framing the front foot, so in a low lunge here. With your next inhale, gripping through your toes, lower body strong, coming up into a low lunge. Hands reaching towards the sky. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. As you inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit taller. As you exhale, reach your right hand forward, left arm back. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. Opposite side, left arm forward, right arm back, twisting here. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. As you exhale, frame the front foot. Take a moment here to check in for any alignment, any little modifications you need to make for stability. And we're going to go into half splits. So maybe using the blocks to bring the floor to you, but just walking your fingertips back, straightening the right leg, right toes towards the sky. Left toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever is more stable for you. Focusing on length and an upward motion in your upward body. Feeling this through the back of the right leg. Again, maybe blocks are there to support you. But just taking a few breaths here. Making sure your hips are parallel to the short edge of the mat, not popping out in any weird ways. And just breathing here. One more full round of breath. Whenever you're ready, walking your fingertips up, coming back to a low lunge. Left knee can stay down for now. Bringing your right hand inside the right foot. We're headed towards lizard. Both palms plant firmly on the mat. Right foot maybe walks out a little bit. Maybe you're here. Maybe you want to raise the back knee a little bit more engaged through the left leg. You can use your right palm to gently press against your right thigh, rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe that feels good, a little bit more openness. If you'd like to come down onto your forearms, if that's accessible and feels good in your body, you can find that pose. Or maybe resting on blocks, a little more elevated. We'll be here for a few breaths, so find something that works for you. Left knee can be up or lifted on your palms, forearms. Whatever can be sustainable for your body. The next few breaths. To transition, we'll come up on our palms no matter where you are. And if your left knee is down, you can just swing your right leg back. You'll come into sort of a tabletop, make some adjustments. Left knee may also be lifted, coming back into plank. Wherever you are, you'll use either the tabletop or the plank to transition back to downward facing dog. So we'll meet there whenever you're ready. Take a few breaths here. Maybe coming into child's pose. From down dog, walking your hands back to meet your feet. So supporting your body however you need to, bend your knees. We'll meet in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Again, maybe grabbing opposite elbows for that weight, gripping yourself. Your body is enough here. Holding on to yourself is enough. Breathing here. With your next inhale, root to rise, press through your feet, raise your upper body, reaching your fingertips towards the sky. As you exhale back to this proud mountain, really open chest, take up space. This is your space. And from the back of the mat, just take the biggest, proudest steps you can to the top of the mat. So really saunter, whatever feels good. This is your time. So just saunter to the top of the mat. We'll meet in this proud mountain. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to shins, flat back. As you exhale, plant your palms, stepping back through plank or directly to downward facing dog. We'll take a full round of breath in down dog, and then go through a flow if you'd like. Knees down or lifted. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Breathing here. And now we'll step your left foot up to the top of the mat, framing the left foot in this low lunge. Maybe keeping the right knee lifted for a little bit of movement here. Maybe noticing the difference between the left and right side. The blocks are there if you need it. If you want the stability from the start, maybe dropping that right knee. But just taking a couple moments to check in with how this feels. If your right knee is lifted, I invite you to drop it, planting the right palm, twisting your left arm up. Open through the chest here, one long line from your right to left fingertips. Staying here in this twist, maybe bringing your left hand to the small of your back, gazing over your left shoulder. Maybe reaching back for your foot, if that's accessible, if that feels good. Just breathing wherever you are here. Taking another breath wherever you are. Coming back to frame the left foot. Taking a breath just for stability to check in, and then gripping the mat with your left toes strong through the lower body. Raise your arms up, upper body lifted. With your next inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit higher towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, reach both arms up. As you exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Grab the blocks if you need them. We're headed towards half splits. So just walking your fingertips back, straightening the left leg, left toes towards the sky, focusing on upward and over motion for your upper body here. Hips staying parallel to the short edge of the mat. Not collapsing or arching over, really focusing on up and over here. Up and forward. Whenever you're ready, walking your fingertips back to the top of the mat, meeting in this low lunge. We're headed towards lizard. So taking your left palm inside your left foot. So both palms on the inside of the left foot, maybe walking the left foot out a little bit. Finding your lizard. You can raise the right knee, a little bit more engagement in the right leg. Maybe coming down to your forearms, if that's accessible. You can also stay here on your palms and maybe explore how it would feel to take your left hand to your left thigh, rolling over onto the left side of the foot. A little bit more openness in your hip. Find whatever suits you on this side, maybe a little different than the right side.
But we'll be here for a few breaths, so find something that's sustainable. Don't forget to breathe. Checking in with those connection points, your toes, your knees, maybe your fingertips, maybe your forearms. Gripping the mat where you can. Supporting yourself in whatever position your body currently is in. And after your next round of breath, we're headed towards down dog. So if your knee is down, maybe swinging your leg, taking a few steps into tabletop. If your knee is up, or maybe you'd like to lift the knee to come through plank, but coming back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. One more inhale and exhale. Then slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat in a forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, dangling here. With your next inhale, root to rise, press through the feet, reach your arms up all the way to the sky. As you exhale, back to this proud mountain, hands open towards the front, shoulders down and back. Squeezing away from your ears, engaged through your arms, proud through your chest and front body. Take a breath here. And then just saunter, take the proudest steps you can to the top of your mat. And we'll meet in this proud mountain at the top. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, plant the palms, stepping back through plank, an optional little yogi push-up, and then coming back to downward facing dog. In down dog, you can step right up into a lunge with your right foot. If you'd like to go through three-legged dog, inhale the right leg up. And as you exhale, step up to the top of your mat in a lunge. Hands are framing the right foot. You can keep the knee up for a moment, checking into how that feels. We'll go ahead and drop the left knee into low lunge. Plant the left palm, open the right side body, right fingertips reaching up, one long line from your right fingertips to your left. Maybe staying in this twist, maybe raising the left knee, a little bit more engagement here. From here, taking your hand to the small of your back, twisting, open, gazing over the right shoulder. You can stay with your knee down. If you want that quad stretch, maybe reaching and grabbing for your foot. And wherever you are, just taking another full round of breath. If your knee is lifted, bringing your left knee to the mat, frame the front foot. Take a moment of stillness here. If you'd like to raise the left knee, we'll come up into crescent lunge. Otherwise, you can keep the left knee down and we'll do the same thing we did before. So knee can be down or lifted, engaging and strong through the lower body to raise the upper body, fingertips reaching towards the sky. Left heel should be over the left toes, really strong through those legs in crescent lunge. As you inhale, reach your fingertips a little higher. As you exhale, right hand forward, left arm back. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, frame the front foot. Left knee will drop, and we're headed towards half splits. Walking your fingertips back, straightening the right leg, right toes towards the sky. Focusing on that upward and over motion here. When you're ready, walking your fingertips back to the front, framing your right foot, taking a moment, and then bringing your right hand inside your right foot, headed towards lizard, both palms planting to start, walking your right foot out, maybe a little bit wider, and then finding whatever your lizard looks like. So maybe raising the left knee, maybe the left knee is lifted, maybe using the right hand to open your right leg, rolling onto the right side of the foot, gently opening with your right hand on your right thigh, maybe coming down onto your forearms. And then we'll hang out here for a few breaths. So finding what feels good. Wherever you are, coming back to plant the palms. If your knee is down, maybe coming through a tabletop, maybe lift the knee and come through plank. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Once you arrive in down dog, take a moment to check in. Maybe roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. And then slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. You can grab opposite elbows or just dangle, or maybe take the opportunity to sway a little bit, maybe twisting a little bit over to the right, to the left. Hands might touch the mat, they might not, but just a little bit of wiggling, a little more movement here. If you're wiggling, coming back to a moment of stillness, and then with your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands long along your side body, this proud mountain at the back of your mat. Taking a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then sauntering your proudest mountain, moving your mountain to the top of the mat. Rooting your feet down, gripping the mat with your toes, arms long and engaged, reaching towards the ground. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, coming through plank, optional yogi push-up, and then coming back to downward facing dog. An optional flow here. Just breathing in down dog. Maybe coming into child's pose. From down dog, we're going to go into a low lunge on the left side. If you'd like to go through three-legged dog, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left leg tight to the body, stepping in between your hands, or just taking as many steps as you need. Bringing that left foot to the top of the mat, dropping the right knee whenever you'd like, and taking a moment to just feel this left side again. Planting the right palm, lifting the left arm up, twisting up. Maybe raising the right knee. Maybe taking your hand to the small of your back. If you're really craving that quad stretch, just keeping the right knee down and reaching back for the foot. Wherever you are, just taking one or two more breaths here. When you're ready, coming back, frame the left foot with both hands. You can keep your knee lifted if it is coming into crescent lunge. If you'd like to keep the right knee down into that same low lunge, that's one option. With your next inhale, reaching up, strong through the lower body, supporting your upper body. As you inhale, fingertips grow long, a little taller towards the ceiling. As you exhale, left hand forward, right arm back. With your next inhale, both arms reach up. Exhaling, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, frame the left foot at the top of the mat.
You can drop your knee if it's lifted, if you'd like. We're headed towards half splits. Breathing for stability, finding your stable low lunge here. And then just walking your fingertips back. Seeing how that feels, left toes towards the sky. Left leg straightens here. Pulling your left hip back, making sure it's not open or twisting out. Hips are parallel to the short edge of the mat as you face forward. Focus on that length in the upper body as you bend over the left leg. When you're ready, just walking your fingertips back to the top of the mat, taking a moment, framing the left foot, and then transitioning into lizard. So left hand comes on the inside of the left foot maybe wiggles out a little bit, any other little wiggles you need to adjust, and then going into whatever lizard will feel good for you. Using a block, maybe if you want to explore with getting down closer to your forearms, or how it feels to use your left hand on your left thigh, rolling onto the side of your left foot. Maybe raising your back knee. Or however, whatever shape you want to spend the next few breaths. Using whatever transition will serve you to come back to downward facing dog. Swinging your leg back if you're on your knees, maybe coming through plank if your knee is lifted, and then pushing back to downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath here, and then slowly walking your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. You can dangle, grab opposite elbows. If you want to do the little swinging, seeing how that feels. Bringing your hands to the sides of your feet here. Or maybe the stillness serves you better. Take another full round of breath in the forward fold, and then root to rise, press through the feet, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, proud mountain, bringing your hands open towards the front, shoulders down and back. Taking up space. You are enough. You are whole and complete just as you are. Breathing here. And then sauntering in your proud mountain to the top of the mat. Arriving here, rooting here. Using your toes to connect and grip into the mat. Fingertips reaching down. Palms open and engaged. Take another full round of breath here. It's the biggest, proudest mountain that you are. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, just step back into tabletop. So we're just gonna stay in tabletop just for a moment and using it just as a way to come back into a child's pose. So open your knees about mat's width distance, arms reaching long ahead, resting your forehead on the mat. And just checking in with your body. Coming back to the idea that you are enough. With your next inhale, coming up through tabletop and either rocking over your ankles or stepping your feet out to the side, we're gonna come down to our backs
in a reclined cobbler's pose. So bringing the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, maybe having a block or a pillow there, and then just slowly making your way back. Back will be flat on the mat. Maybe check in with your lower back, especially that's connected with the mat, and then adjusting your feet however you need to, maybe a little bit farther from your body, maybe a little bit closer feels better. If you have blocks or something to support your knees, that might feel good. Taking a moment to check in. Inhale your arms up long above your head, stretching through your upper body as your lower body is in this cobbler's pose. And then bringing your arms out above you, reaching towards the ceiling. And then bringing your arms down, floating over your thighs, or maybe gently resting on your thighs. Maybe staying here. If you'd like to engage your core a little bit, we're going to do little kind of baby crunches. And if your legs are uncomfortable in this position, you can straighten them out long, sort of like a half lobe boat, or keep them in this reclined cobblers. That works for you. So as we inhale, filling the body with air, and exhale, just lifting up a little. Your hands reaching over your body, over closer to your knees from your thighs, and releasing back to the mat. So inhale, filling your body with air. As you exhale, just little crunches up. Maybe really small movements, but just following your breath. Inhale, exhale, crunching up. Inhaling, and exhaling. Maybe two more here. Maybe just a really small movement, just crunching. Maybe just relaxing here with your palms on your thighs. And settling back into just a moment of stillness here with your knees open. And then take your hands and just bring your knees together, planting your feet on the mat, headed towards bridge. So your feet are firmly rooted on the mat, should be almost able to touch them with your fingertips if you reach long down. Planting your palms into the mat alongside your body. And then as you inhale, exhale. And then we'll add the movement here. So raising your hips, squeezing through your glutes, pressing through your feet, holding here. You can snuggle your shoulders under your body, clasping your hands if that feels good. If you prefer the firmness, the rootedness, the connection of your palms and arms against the mat, you can choose whatever option works for you. But holding here, breathing here. And then slowly exhaling, releasing your arms if they're clasped, and rolling your spine back down onto the mat. Connecting your whole, from your bottom up to your shoulders, connecting with the mat. That small of your back, the imprint in Pilates connecting. And we can do the same thing, and we'll add on if you'd like. So as you exhale, inhaling, pushing your hips up, gripping, pushing through the feet. Snuggling your shoulders underneath if you'd like. And as you're lifted here in bridge, just play with maybe raising one heel and maybe raising the other, squeezing the glutes, protecting your lower back. Maybe inhale, raising both heels, and exhale, both heels meet the mat. You can keep your hands pressed against the mat as well if that feels more stable. And just an option to play with your balance up on your toes in the bridge. Another full round of breath here. Maybe inhaling both heels up, exhaling them down. And then as you exhale, long exhale, spine slowly rolling back onto the mat, connecting with the mat. Take a moment here to step your feet around mats with distance apart, knocking your knees in. Maybe taking both hands over your heart, just feeling your breath here, relaxing for a moment. But you are enough.
Stepping your feet back, your left foot planted firmly, knee bent towards the sky, bringing your right ankle over your left knee. Maybe this is enough for your hips. Maybe you want to, like we had done in lizard, maybe use your right hand gently on your right thigh to open a little more. Maybe raise the left foot, really active through both feet. Maybe looping your arms through, grabbing your left thigh or your left shin, if that feels good on your hips. Taking a few breaths here. Flexing the right foot as it rests against your left thigh. Bringing your left foot back down, connecting with the mat, and then switching sides. So right foot plants, left ankle over right knee. Staying here, maybe seeing how it feels to gently open your left hand on your left thigh. Maybe raising your right foot, reaching through with your arms. Flexing your left toes. Maybe checking in, seeing how this side might feel a little bit different. Your shoulders and upper body flat against the mat, not arching up in order to reach through if you're headed towards that. And breathing. As your breath slows, just taking longer inhales and longer exhales. Dropping both feet back onto the mat. And the same thing, stepping your feet out around mats with distance, knees knocking in, bringing both hands over your heart and just feeling your breath. We're going to come up to a seat for another posture. So whether or not you just want to roll over onto your side, maybe extend your legs out long, pushing yourself up, whatever way is comfortable for you, to come into a staff pose. So your sits bones rooted down, whatever little wiggles you need to make to feel grounded here. Legs out long, toes reaching towards the sky. Take a moment maybe to bring your shoulders up to your ears and then down your back. Taking a big breath here. And then bringing your right foot into your left, maybe it comes to your calf, maybe to your thigh, maybe a block is supporting under your right knee. Make sure there's no pain or anything that your body's sending you a message in your knee or anywhere in your body. But left leg out long, toes towards the sky, right foot resting against your left leg, either above or below the knee. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, reach your arms forward. And then wherever they land, coming into a forward fold over the left leg. Breathing here. Like in the half splits, focusing on that upward and forward motion, not dumping or curving over directly into this. Engage through the left foot. Just taking another breath or two here. Slowly coming up. Maybe doing the same, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, rolling your shoulder blades down and back. This, again, this proudness, this openness in your chest here. And then we'll just switch the legs. So extending your right leg long, bringing your left foot into your calf, maybe your right thigh. Maybe a block would feel good to support the left leg. Maybe it's on the mat. Taking a moment to settle, to connect with your sits bones here. Right toes engaged towards
reaching towards the ceiling. Your next inhale, reaching your arms up. As you exhale, reaching up and over, and then let your hands fall wherever they fall. Checking in with this forward fold, that you're ready and happy to spend a few breaths here. That anything that might seem like discomfort is bearable, is not a sign of pain or that something's wrong. Maybe a sign of growth, of stretching through something. But if there's pain, just take a moment to find how you need to protect your body. Breathing here. Slowly coming up. A moment in stillness here. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, bring your shoulders down and back. You can extend both legs long. Maybe take a little extra wiggle, balancing out both sides. And from this position, we're just going to slowly lie back fully on our backs. I'm going to scoot up so I don't end up going off the mat. So whatever scoots and wiggles you need to make, we'll meet with our backs. Our whole body is down against the mat. Bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little hug here. Maybe rocking back and forth. Maybe finding comfort and stillness. Bringing your left leg out long, down along the mat, engaging the left foot, toes reaching towards the sky. Taking your left hand on your right knee, just to gently guide your right knee over, twisting over to the left. Your right arm will come out in a T shape, keeping both shoulders rooted on the mat. Your right knee might be pretty high off the mat, it might be pretty close. Whatever's comfortable for you, if you need something to support it, twisting here. If you want a little bit more support, you can go into both legs over to the left if that's going to feel better in your body. Or maybe keep that left leg extended and right knee is twisting over to the left. Gaze over your right fingertips out in the T shape. Maybe noticing how the breath fills your core differently in this twist. And taking one more round of breath here. Coming back through center, hugging your right knee in towards your chest. And then switching sides, so extending your right leg out long, bringing your left knee in towards your chest, a little hug. Taking your right hand to gently guide your left knee over to the right. Left arm comes out in a T shape, twisting here. And if another leg variation will suit your twist better, if you're already jumping to Shavasana, whatever you need is what you can take. Checking in with your breath, how that twist feels, making sure both shoulders are connected with the mat. Supporting your left knee with a block or anything if you need it. Taking another full inhale and full exhale. And then coming back to center, giving your left knee a little hug. And then bring your right knee to join, so both knees in towards your chest. A little hug here. So we'll have a last little energetic movement. Exhaling, and we're just going to go into the tightest little ball and then into Savasana. So inhale, filling your body with breath. Exhale, squeezing up, hugging, squeezing the tightest little ball that you can make. And then releasing into your Shavasana. whatever that shape may be. Feet may be mats with distance, toes out, arms alongside the body. Maybe you'd prefer a comfortable seat. Maybe a big X, big splat. Whatever will feel good for you. Maybe taking your hands over your heart as a reminder that you are enough on this mat and off this mat. But finding a shape that will serve you and your practice to spend the last few minutes. So maybe your next inhale is a little deeper, a little longer. And the next exhale, a little deeper and a little longer. You can stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to join us to close out practice together, it's an invitation to reach your arms up above your head, stretching out from your fingers to your toes, a big full body stretch. And drawing your knees in towards your chest, a little hug. And then rolling over to your favorite side, taking a moment in that supported shape, and then slowly making your way up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, maybe cross-legged, maybe legs out wide on your heels, but just whatever is a comfortable seated position for the last few moments together. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bring hands to heart center. Coming back to this idea that you are enough. I am enough. We'll close with a collective breath. So a regular inhale and a regular exhale. And then the biggest inhale of the day and the biggest exhale. Wishing you love and light today and every day. Thank you.